flow so deep, it'll drown a motherfucker. He say he in the truth, oh yeah? Well, this the home. And I don't hate them brothers, I'm just too loyal to my own. Plus what they believe, hard for me to follow. No rank me, no head, and I ain't leaving this body to live and sleep in hollow. So when they ask I'm UPK, you tell them absolutely. And I ain't trimming my ways for nothing, gotta execute me. Cause I can never die with my tail tucked between my legs. Shit I be thinking, watching my daughters tucked in their bed. They so smart, and Alana, she so beautiful, but they ain't like other babies, and they daddy far from usual. Now I'm missing cause I'm about my father's business. It ain't about this shit I used to do in that 98 Navy, the tan leather seats. See, without wisdom, this world make you weak. I found out that the truth was bitter, the lies are sweet. Tried everything, I guess me and Johanna had to meet. Now I make the blind see, and I make the dead speak. And teach both my little girls the day that they lie with a man, they better bring their bloody bed sheets. Chaos match the time, this Glock match my handpiece. And I ain't trying to take him out, but I will defend this house. Or take a check, 144 in that black trench on some hitman shit. Should call me 47. Praying for Armageddon, me and my soldiers dressed for the wedding. Fuck the fame, ask why, tell them I'm loyal to the king. Until the righteous reign, loyal to the king. I walk that straight lane to break the chain. Loyal to the king, the devils can't have me, bitch. I'm loyal to the king. That's right. Bring that hot flame, you bitch ain't loyal to the king. Until the righteous reign, loyal to the king. I walk that straight lane to break the chain. Loyal to the king. Bring that hot flame, you can't do it to the king. Prophesied, this my occupation. This shit outrageous. They done made the truth docile. That's why we on the corner crying aloud, looking hostile. It's UPK style. Can't stop now. Far as this warfare couldn't last one round. Let the oppressed rise, and let the rich mourn till the sundown. Enough with these chickens. About to make it hot, call it compound. This for my niggas, put the guns in the drugs down. Dwelling in peace till the Lord called for the bloodhounds. Try to decide my death and got beside yourself. Swore drawn for what you perform. How you gon' hide yourself? Devil's got to die for his lies and his vengeance. Ain't got no love for them crackers. Nah, just cruel intentions. And in my father's house is spinning mansions. I got plenty bitches. Worthy of vengeance. This your death sentence. I'm talking to you. Slaughter, yeah, slaughter, yeah, slaughter, yeah, slaughter, yeah, slaughter, yeah, slaughter, yeah, slaughter. That they do not rise. Go ahead and fill the world with lies. Ain't die for your skin, you gon' die for your crime. That's right. I'm talking to you. So warn for your life. Your life. Try to destroy my people. You gotta pay the price, nigga. You gotta hear, let them hear. Tell them devils that the end is near. Slaughter, yeah, slaughter, yeah. Now they shook from vicious words out this handbook. Bout to take these rappers back to school. My flow Sandy Hook. They crossed the line, ain't no coming back. You became no cowards. The only thing sweet is the honey check. Righteous is the Lord. Give me rest from my sorrow. And hand down death for them devils. There's no tomorrow. Why? Cause they violence leave a man a stiff corpse. You see a flag in a badge, I see horns in a pitchfork. Go ahead. So please believe it, the white man is a demon, and I ain't gon' vote for them to free me. No. They beat us till we the color purple, that's why this knife to their throat like ceiling. You got this nigga on his knees, they
The police just shot him for no apparent reason. No reason at all. They asked for license and registration. That's the police officer over there that did it. With the black on. I can't really do shit because they got me handcuffed. I can't believe they just did this. I'm fucking back! Ah!
It's okay, I'm right here with you.
Any man give his life for Yahweh Shai, Mashiach, and Christ, and fall up under that UPK banner. It's my brother and my blood, and I will die and kill for him if necessary. It's all about that warfare, boy. Back up. It's all about that warfare, boy. Take grip. My soldiers take grip till I'm stand down. Take grip. My soldiers take grip till I'm stand down. Take grip. Now this ain't no movement, this a takedown. We will not
Shalom, Israel. It's the Israelite School of Universal Practical Knowledge, started out of 1 West, 125th Street, Harlem, New York, under the Commander General Yohana. We are not affiliated or associated with any other Israelite group, man. You know what I'm saying? Tonight's topic, man, is going to be something very heavy, man. You know, we're going to go into something that's very heavy, man. We're going to go into something very heavy, man. Was, you know, something that the neighborhood, something that's lacking very hard in the Black, Hispanic, and Native Indian community, man. You know what I'm saying? Like something that's lacking very hard, man, in the Black, Hispanic, and Native Indian community. And that's, you know what I'm saying? That's respect for our mothers and our fathers, man. You know, we're growing up in a time and age now in society where nobody, well, the younger generation now does not respect the adults, man. They do not respect their mothers and their fathers. You know what I'm saying? So, like it. Let me do one thing right quick. It's a lot about that, but yeah, we're just gonna go into some heavy topics, man, about honoring your father and mother, man. It's something that is lacking very hard in the Black, Latino, and Native Indian community, man. You know, we're growing up in a society now where these young children do not respect their mothers and fathers, man, at all, man. You know, you see it time and time on television shows. You see it time and time in your ghettos and your hoods. You see how these children interact with their parents, man, and it is truly pathetic, man. You know what I'm saying? Because the children now are at a point where nobody's teaching them how to honor their mother and father, man. You know what I'm saying? Only the Isupk is. But there's so many things in society that teach our children elsewise. You know, even with Salakia. Salakia. But even with today, with these children's, man, it's like you can't even discipline your kids as a parent because now they got it to where if you spank your children, you can go to jail for it. You know what I'm saying? If you spank your children, Salakia, you can go to jail for spanking your children, man. That is truly pathetic. It's like you're trying to teach your children discipline and teach them, you know, how to be in order. But if you do such a thing, you can go to jail for, you know, whooping your children, man. You know what I'm saying? Like, I've seen some horrible videos, man. I've seen one video where the child slapped the mother. You know what I'm saying? Or countless videos where you see the mother having to fight the daughter or the father having to fight the son because these children don't honor their mother and father. And this is what people fail to realize. So, like, let me get this one more time. This is what people fail to realize. When children disrespect their parents and you see them, you know, doing these things, how do you think they're gonna act towards other brothers and sisters? If they don't have respect for their own mothers and fathers, what type of respect do you think they're gonna have for the next brother or sister, man? Think about that. You know what I'm saying? Oh, it's like it, y'all. Yikes. It's like it is trying to. And that's what we have to realize, man. It's like it. Like it. You know what I'm saying? Like I was saying, we're in a society now where children do not honor their mothers and fathers, man. You might have a couple that might still do it. You might have a couple children out there. I'm not saying all children are like that, but the vast majority of these children today do not honor their mother and their fathers, man. They don't listen. They don't take the wisdom that their parents give to them in order for them to have a better life. You know what I'm saying? And like I was saying earlier, we in a position now where if you try to discipline your children, some of these kids do need their tails whipped, man. Some of these children do, man. And when you try to inflict that on your children, you can be incarcerated for doing such a thing, man. And if somebody's stopping you from being a parent to your child, what is going to happen to the child? Anybody in the chat room, what is going to happen to your child if your child isn't raised with any type of discipline? You know, you're trying to discipline your child, but here you have a government that tells you if you spank your child, you can go to jail. What will happen to that child if they do not learn any type of discipline, man? Anybody in the comment section, what happens to a child that doesn't learn discipline? That's right. Give it up for Kazashi Park. He's right. The kids grow up disrespectful, man. The kids grow up very disrespectful. And that's what we're seeing right now in this society that we live in. You see a bunch of disrespectful kids, man, who have been raised not understanding what it means to honor their father or their mother. You know, we're in a society now where, you know, especially young men and young girls, like we in a society now where the black man has been downed and trashed in this place called America. I'm talking about the black man has been, the Latino man, the Native Indian man, we have been trashed in this place called America. Right, you right too, sis. Shirai, you right too. Akaz, you right. Shirai, she said they become criminals and rapists. Damn right. She said they become as the devil the Bible speaks of. Akaz said they will go to jail or be killed. That's right. And all of this is the result of not honoring their father and their mother. Most children that have good fathers and good mothers, their father and mother are going to teach them correctly. They're going to tell them, hey, listen, don't be in these streets. Don't do this. Don't do that. You know what I'm saying? But these children don't understand that they're supposed to honor their father and their mother. And these Christian churches are not teaching one of these laws, man. They're not teaching any of the laws. So if the kids ain't learning any of the biblical laws, they're not going to understand that honoring their father and their mother is a part of the law, statutes, and commandments. You know what I'm saying? Let me get that scripture for you right here. This is the book of Exodus, chapter 20, verse 12. It says, honor thy father and thy mother, that thy days may be long upon the land which the Most High thy God giveth thee. You know what I'm saying? And that's what the scripture says. It says, honor thy mother and thy father, man, so your days can be long, man. You know, we all come from the hood. A lot of us come from the streets, from the hood. You see the results of those children who don't honor their father and their mother, you know, arguing with their mother, arguing with their father, you know, and that right there is not a good gesture of brotherhood or sisterhood, man. You know what I'm saying? If you're disrespecting your mother and your father, how are you going to deal with people in the world? Like, as far as other brothers and other sisters, as you know, as far as Israelites, how are you going to deal with them if you can't even show the type of respect and honor to your mother and father? Like, you have no honesty when it comes to your mother and father. They ask you a question, hey, so-and-so and so-and-so, did you do this? And you lie about it. You know what I'm saying? What do you think they're going to do to everybody else they encounter? They're going to lie to them as well. That's why you see so many of these children in bad conditions, because the parents are trying to teach them respect and how to honor their mother and their father, how to do things correctly. And nowadays, these children don't listen, man. They don't listen. You know, you got younger children growing up. You got young girls popping up more pregnant. Like pregnant at a younger age, like 13, 14, 12, 11, because they're not listening to their parents. And you wonder why when you go into the streets, you see these children out of control, or these young adults out of control, sagging with their parents. Now, you don't think their parents told these kids not to smoke weed, not to sell drugs? Hell, my mother and father fought tooth and nails with myself and my brothers for us not to be in the streets. For us not to, you know, go out here chasing fast girls, not to sell drugs, not to be a thief, not to be a robber. They told us these things. And did we listen? No, we didn't. And when you don't listen, you're not showing any type of honor to your mother and your father, man. You know what I'm saying? You're not showing any type of honor to your mother and your father. And you have some brothers and sisters that grew up in positions where the mother and father is not there, or they don't have a stable mother or father in their life, man. And I understand that. You know what I'm saying? And there are situations and cases where you have some young adults who don't have that in their life. And that's why it's so important for the Isupk to be here, because for those brothers and sisters who don't have those, you know, mother and father figures in their life, that's where we step in. And we become that big brother or that big sister, or the older brother and sisters in the school become that father figure or that mother figure for these young adults growing up. Because the Christian church isn't doing it. Who the Christian church trying to be a father to? Or a mother to? That what's that woman? What they call them women? First mother of the church or something? Who is she truly trying to be a mother to in that church, man? You think she's getting the young girls, pulling them together, telling them, listen, girls, you want a husband, you gotta learn how to cook, you know, clean, provide, be there, you know, listen to your man. You think they're teaching these young girls that? You know, what are these older women on these basketball wives teaching these young girls? What are they teaching? How to get a bag? How to get some money? Now where the mothers of today, they're teaching the daughters how to be about a bag, how to get the money. You know, I've seen it. You know what I'm saying? I seen a mother, you know, she wear the nice fancy clothes. I'm not knocking her for that. I'm not knocking the sister for none of that. You know, dressing up in the nice fancy clothes, all the expensive stuff. And now her daughter wants that same lifestyle. You know what I'm saying? I'm pretty sure she's teaching her daughter the right way, but at the same time, the honor that you want your daughter to give you isn't going to be the correct honor. You know what I'm saying? Because she's going to do the same exact thing that you do. Like, she see that you want fancy things, fancy clothes, fancy shoes, and you dress in provocative clothes that, you know, that look very enticing for men. Men just seem like, damn, she look good, this and that, this and that. You know, what do you think your daughter's going to do? She's going to do the same thing as you, because you lead by example. You're not teaching her how to honor you. You're teaching her how to honor money, honor success, honor whoever can give her a bag, give her something. Just checking to see if any more comments in the session. You know what I'm saying? If you got any questions, you can ask it most definitely too. I'm going to read that scripture again. It says, this is the book of Exodus chapter 20, verse 12. It says, honor thy father and thy mother, that thy days may be long upon the land which the Most High God giveth thee. We'll go to the book of Proverbs also. All right, we're going to go to the book of Proverbs, chapter 1, verse 1. Well, we're going to start at 2. The book of Proverbs, chapter 1, verse 2. It says, to know wisdom and instruction, to perceive the words of understanding, to receive the instruction of wisdom, justice, and judgment, and equity. So like, in equity. Verse 4. To give stability to the simple, to the young man, knowledge and distraction. You know what I'm saying? And that's what we're supposed to be doing, man. You're supposed to be giving stability to the simple, and to the young man, knowledge and discretion. You know what I'm saying? That's what we're supposed to be doing out here, man. If you start doing this with these children, man, these kids will learn how to deal with each other and interact with each other in a certain type of way. You know, and it's wisdom for a child to honor their father and their mother, man. You know what I'm saying? Like I was saying, man, I know we all have seen situations where you had bad children who just literally walked all over their mother and father, man. You know, just did them any kind of way, stole from them, took from them, did everything that you possibly could do to your parents, man. And you know what I'm saying? And then, you know, like a lot of good parents, they still try to be there with their kids and try to fight for them because they love their children. But a lot of those kids who don't show that respect to their mother and father, they end up becoming, you know, monsters and being out of control and just do whatever they feel. You know what I'm saying? Because if they don't respect their mother and their father, how do you think they're going to treat you, man? You know what I'm saying? Like, that's one thing I always understood, even before I came into the truth. If I seen somebody disrespecting their mother and their father, you know, I always thought about, like, damn, how they going to deal with me? How they going to interact with me? Like, this is their mother and their father. This is the person that raised them. If I see them in there cussing them out, talking to them like there's nothing, you know what I'm saying? How do I think they're going to interact with me and deal with me? You know what I'm saying? They're going to deal with me in a horrible way as well. You know what I'm saying? And when you don't honor your mother and father, you don't learn the simple principles of brotherhood and sisterhood, man. You don't learn it. You know, you already starting out by being disrespectful to your blood, to your family. You know, you're not gonna show any brotherhood and sisterhood to anybody in the streets, man. You know what I'm saying? We all don't see it. I know we all don't see those brothers and sisters, man, who are just totally disrespectful to their adults, man, their mothers and fathers, man. And go into the streets and treat everybody else just as worse. Just as worse. All right, I'm going to keep reading. All right, it says, the book of Proverbs, chapter 1, verse 5. A wise man will hear and will increase learning, and a man of understanding shall attain unto wise counsel. All right, you know what I'm saying? And like I said, it says a wise man will hear. You know what I'm saying? If you're talking to somebody and you giving them information on brotherhood and sisterhood, or even how to honor your father and mother, a smart man is going to listen. He going to listen. You know, we all done seen them young brothers in the hood, man. You know, even myself, I had an older brother talk to me about, respecting my mother and my father, man. And I listened to him. You know what I'm saying? I listened to him. He told me, he was like, hey, man, your mother and father, they care about you. That's the reason why they do these things they do. That's why they're saying this and saying that, because they care about you. And I kind of understood it, but at the same time, I was young and I didn't give a damn. I didn't care. I wasn't trying to hear any of that. And eventually, I learned the hard way. You know what I'm saying? All right, let me keep going. It says, verse 6, to understand a proverb and the interpretation, the words of the wise and their dark sayings. Verse 7, the fear of the Most High is the beginning of knowledge, but fools despise wisdom and instruction. And that's what we have a lot of, man. We have a lot of people who don't fear the Most High, man. They not afraid of the Most High. And with them not fearing him, they are dumb as a bag of rocks, man. They have no wisdom at all, man, because they don't fear the Most High. They fear Lil Tony, the drug dealer. You know what I'm saying? They more worried about him than worried about serving the Most High. You know what I'm saying? And a lot of these children, man, when you have parents that are here in the Isupk, it's very wise for you to listen to them, man. Listen to what they're telling you to do, man. Pay attention. All right, let me keep reading. It says, verse 8, my son, hear the instruction of thy father, and forsake not the law of thy mother. For they should be an ornament of grace unto thy head and chains about thy neck. You know what I'm saying? And that's the law, man. We're supposed to honor our father and our mother, man. Listen to what they're telling you, man. Especially if they're righteous when it comes to things, man. Especially if your mother and father are not hypocrites and they're actually living by the laws, statutes, and commandments of the Most High. If they're doing that, man, listen to what they're telling you to do. They're not going to tell you anything wrong, man. You know what I'm saying? In a lot of situations, your mother and father are not going to teach you anything wrong. They're not going to tell you anything wrong. Same thing like sons. Like you might have a son. You might tell your son, hey, son, don't mess with that fast girl, man. She ain't going to do nothing but get you in trouble. Any wise son would listen to his mother and father. They would take heed to what they're saying and be like, you know what? You're right. I'm going to listen to you. I'm going to listen to what you're saying. Same thing with daughters. Your father or your mother might tell you, hey, don't talk to that boy. I don't think he's good for you. Any righteous daughter, she going to listen to her mother and father. But a fool ain't going to listen. They going to listen to themselves. Your father tell your son, hey, son, don't mess with that girl. The son not going to listen and still going to mess with that girl and end up in a situation where he might get this girl pregnant. Now he's on child support. Or he might sleep with this girl and he might find out that this girl is a whore or she has STDs. Likewise, same thing that goes with daughters. Daughters might sleep with a man or another child, another young man that, the father told them not to be with, and she ends up getting pregnant. Ends up getting pregnant by some guy who doesn't give a damn about anything or even know how to be a father. Or getting pregnant by some woman beater. Or getting raped or God knows what. But this is the result of not listening to your mother and your fathers, man. You know what I'm saying? If you got a mother and father inside this Isupk, man, you are truly blessed, man. Because their parents are going to teach you everything correctly, man. They're not going to teach you anything wrong. They ain't going to teach you something that's made up. They're not going to teach you, Christianity. They're going to teach you the Bible correctly. You know what I'm saying? Especially here in the Isupk. You know what I'm saying? We're teaching our children everything about this Bible, man. Everything. What to do, what not to do, what's right, what's wrong. That's what we're teaching these children, man. And with them doing that and they start to listen and follow that, they're honoring their father and their mother, man. It's a great honor to listen to your father and your mother and keep the commandments of the Most High. Great honor, man. And brothers and sisters that are in this school, man, that's what we're doing, man. Even though we might have some of our family members, like our mothers and fathers, who might be Christians, but we still honor them. Still honor them. It's like it. All right, I'm going to read the scripture again for you. It says, my son, hear the instruction of thy father, and forsake not the law of thy mother. All right, let me get this other scripture for you. Now we're gonna go into the scriptures, man. We're gonna get a story for you, man, of a brother who didn't listen to his mother and his father, who didn't honor his father and his mother. So like it. We're gonna show you the result of what happened to him, because he didn't honor his father and his mother, man. If you're paying attention in class, you're watching, you can go to the book of Judges chapter 14. That's what we're going to, the book of Judges chapter 14, verse 1. And again, if you got any questions, you can ask them. Try to answer them to my best ability. All right. This is the book of Judges chapter 14, verse 1. And it reads, it says, and Samson went down to the Timnath and saw a woman in Timnath of the daughters of the Philistines. And he came up and told his father and his mother and said, I have seen a woman in Timnath of the daughters of the Philistines. Now therefore get her for me. So now we're going into the story about Samson. Salaki. Now we're going into the story of Samson. And this is going to tell you a lot. This is going to show you a lot about Samson. You know, you're going to learn about Samson and who he was. Samson was an Israelite who was strong and mighty, very powerful. You know what I'm saying? Samson was very strong, had whole nations afraid of him. All right, keep reading. Let's start from the top. It says, and he came unto Slakin. And Samson went to Timnath and saw a woman in Timnath of the daughters of the Philistine, and he came up and told his father and his mother and said, I have seen a woman in Timnath of the daughters of the Philistines. Now therefore get her for me to wife. Yikes. Then his father and his mother said unto him, is there never a woman among the daughters of thy brethren? You know what I'm saying? One said, is there not a woman among thy brothers, man? Like his mother and his father was telling him, don't try to get a woman outside of your nation. Get a woman of your own people, which is another law. His mother and his father said, it says, Slacky, they said, is there never a woman among thy daughters of thy brethren, or among all my people, that thou goest to take a wife of the uncircumcised Philistines? You know what I'm saying? Because back then, we did not feel with these Africans. Because if people don't know, the Philistines are Africans, which are still there today. But they did not like us. The Philistines did not like the nation of Israel, which is black, Hispanics, and Native Indians. They did not like us. They hated us. And these were Africans. They hated the nation of Israel with a passion. All right, I'm going to keep reading. It says, it says, and Samson said unto his father, get her for me, for she pleaseth well with me. Verse 4. But his father and his mother knew not that it was of the Most High, that he sought an occasion against the Philistines, for at the time the Philistines had domination over Israel. All right. So back in this time, this is when the Philistines, these filthy Africans, were over us. They ruled over us. No different than these oppressors today. But back then, it was the Philistines who ruled over us. And his mother and his father told Samson, they was like, look, you want to get a woman, but don't get none of these disgusting heathen women. Don't get none of them. That's what they told their son. They said, don't go out there and get these disgusting heathen women. That's no different than today when your mother tell you, be careful. Don't fool with these so-called, oppressors. Don't marry their women. Don't try to go hang out with them. Our forefathers and mothers still tell us that to this day. You know what I'm saying? And do we listen? Lie. No, we don't listen. We do what we want to do. We do what we feel. And that is not a good gesture of brotherhood and sisterhood. That is like the first place you learn how to show respect is from your mother and your father, man. And with that, you grow up and you learn how to show more respect to other people inside the earth. That's like when you in the store and maybe when you was young, you were very respectful. What do the older folks say? Like, oh man, you're very respectful. I like you a lot. And they usually give you, people like, I like you a lot. You're very respectful. Where you learn all these manners from? You tell them my mother and my father. You know what I'm saying? And it blows people away because it's like now, they don't give a crap. It's a lot. Salaki about that Akbathium. Salaki about that. Let me get back to these scriptures like I was saying. You know what I'm saying? Like, Samson's parents, only thing they wanted Samson to do was just listen, man. And like Samson was very disobedient, man. Like he did not honor his father and his mother. Because his father and his mother told him, they said, listen, don't go mess with these uncircumcised Philistines. Leave them alone and let them keep their women. That's no different than today in our society. Like in the 60s, how many mothers and fathers were telling their children, not to go sleep with the daughters of the oppressors, not to go to the oppressor's house. How many of our family members were, their fathers and mothers were teaching them not to do those things? You know what I'm saying? And how many of them rebelled against what their father and mother did? How many? You know what I'm saying? Like, you see it all the time. It's like you might have an oppressor whose family might have money, might have boatloads of money, but they might have a daughter who's inheriting a lot of the money. And let's say the daughter goes and sleep with a black man. That family is willing to cut her off. Like, willing to cut her off just because of the simple fact she's doing something that they told her not to do. They know that this girl might go out here and marry a so-called Judite, so-called Israelite, and show no type of loyalty or honor to her family. You know what I'm saying? It's like it. Hold on real quick, y'all.